Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm going ahead and kick this off here with what Versus had to say off his video here.
For Trent Green. You can't just throw off its importance. I remember both of us stating that in Madden, players quit on plays. They'll just stop running. They will literally just give up. They do that in Backbreaker. And my question is, why have you not brought all these issues up? And this is addressed to not only Apex, but Brozales and Smitty. I remember all three of you stressed the importance, or shall I say, stress the ignorance of a numerical rating system. And most people thought that Backbreaker would not have a rating system like that. And I remember them calling me hypocrites, as they will do. I don't care. Not everybody's going to like me, and I'm okay with that. I sleep well at night. But now that Backbreaker has a numerical rating system, guess how many people said anything about it? Guess how many people made a video about it? Guess how many people stressed their frustration for this system like they did for Madden 10? Zero. Not one single person. Why is that?
Now, first of all, that's absolutely inaccurate, because if you pay attention, first of all, you look at the date. This video, he shot it yesterday, June 11th. Now, you look at this. If you look at his videos, first of all, I'm going to address this whole hypocrisy thing. I'm going to let you know as to why. This is a video he did of ESPN 2K5, a game that's completely out of print. A game that has no updates of any kind coming out come this fall, come spring, winter, whenever. No updates, no roster updates, no gameplay fixes, none of that. And he said more evidence in the description, more evidence that this game is a must-have. And he has must-have in caps on top of that to put that emphasis on it. This video was shot on November 22nd of 2009, and let's just hear what he said initially out the box.
Alright, gamers, your boy Versus here. I'm going to do yet another collaboration of great gameplay from NFL 2K5. Great, realistic, physics-based gameplay. Here is H.
Now, he said it was great. Great physics-based gameplay. He said it was great. So, and on top of that, this is a video of more that he's done, obviously, because he says more evidence that this game is a must-have. Now, for him to go from that, let's fast forward here more to the present time. He goes into April here. This was a video that he put up April 12, 2010.
Just because this game is being compared to a lot of terrible games, that doesn't mean that this game is a good game. And a lot of people is under that impression, whether they believe it or not, whether they will admit it or not. It is perceived as a good game only because we have bad football games. The animations are terrible, some of the gameplay is just horrible, and just because you select Madden, or you select All Pro Football, or you select NFL 2K5 out of the bag of bad football video games, that doesn't mean that they're great games. A lot of people won't understand what I'm saying. A lot of people will be confused. A lot of people will just plain out say that I'm wrong, but I'm entitled to my opinion, and I'm giving it, whether anyone likes it or not. All of these.
Now, he just said back in November that the gameplay was great. Remember? He said that the gameplay was great. He said it back then. He gave the review so that users and subscribers could get the idea and intention to go purchase this game according to what his review was. So for him to do that, and all of a sudden, fast forward some months later, what happened between then and now? The game's completely out of print. The game's completely out of print. So as a reviewer, when people hang on your word and you're trying to get the attention like that, so that people actually believe in your word, they take heed to your word over a IGN, over a GameSpot or Operation Sports possibly. That's what you're telling them. You sold them one thing, but then you come out later and say, oh, these games are terrible. They have terrible gameplay. But then you just said months ago that the gameplay was great. You didn't say anywhere in between that, well, you know what, my feelings are starting to wane a bit in terms of how this game plays and everything. So I don't think I'm really feeling this game anymore. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do anything like that. So that's to address the whole hypocrisy thing. That's why you are being a hypocrite. That's why you're saying that, yeah, people will be confused and everything. Yeah, I can understand why. Because you told them to buy this game. You told them how great this game was. You shown them all these different instances where the gameplay was awesome. But then you come out here and say that the game is completely terrible. The game's out of print. There's no room for improvement, and yet you said the game was awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that you feel that you're not being a hypocrite, but you were. That's hypocrisy. That's some Bush administration type stuff right there. You straight up slipped up. You come up here, you said one thing, and then a little bit of time passes, and then when the same issue is brought up, you say something completely different. You speak the opposite. That's being a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? That's being a complete hypocrite. When you report something to the media, to the press, if you try to be a media outlet, you have to understand that people are going to hang on to your word when you put it out there. And obviously you have the subscribers to show for it and the comments that people leave to show it as well. But then you come up here and you say this. So now, to even go even further, now he said no one spoke about the ratings or what have you. I spoke about the ratings. Now, I put out multiple videos, and I'm not going to fully play all of them or what have you. I'm just going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up here. Let me pull it up here. Let me see. I had put up a video. Let me see. This was the second part where I spoke about Sim actually trying to simulate human interaction in terms of a football game. And if you watch the video, and I'll put the link in the description, I make it clear as day. Clear as day. You cannot use numerical values to determine human versus human interaction in sports. I said an ability-based system is best. And I further said that All Pro Football 2K8 had it best, in my opinion. Now that's in my opinion. If you have other feelings and reservations, fine. I don't care. That's not a problem. But what I'm saying, that's why it is so hard. It's virtually impossible to truly represent simulation in terms of a human being, because the variables that you have the typical variables in terms of how the human body is supposed to function. But then you have an athlete. You have to incorporate athleticism. Athleticism has so many variables. You could not come up with one equation to honestly balance that. You cannot come out here and take a numerical value and honestly put that over the head of a player and say that we numerically judge you at a 99. How can you honestly do that? You really cannot depict that person being a 99. You see what I'm saying? If they get injured, how could you say, okay, we're going to take them from 99 down to 85? That's not realistic. You can't realistically depict that. You're taking a guess. You're just looking at it and taking a guess. That's why I made it perfectly clear in the video in regards to that, man. So, I mean, this video was put out, like I said, I put this out the day before. This is on June 10th. All you need to do is open up your eyes and look. If you pay attention to the evidence. And then I even explained in my thank you video where I gave you a shout out in, and I said as to why I haven't done any backbreaker vids as of yet in terms of gameplay and issues or what have you. I'm gonna play that real quick.
I really haven't put too many backbreaker vids out because it's hard really to capture everything that I want to capture, but I will be getting things together so that I can record a nice amount of backbreaker gameplay footage.
There it is right there. You know what I'm saying? And to further expand upon that, basically it's because they have that one camera. When you do the instant replay, you can't really pan around and record plays that you really want to. unless you look at the automated replay at times and it shows it at angles that are better. That's why I don't have the equipment really to record it yet. So once I get the equipment, then that's when I'm going to do that. I'm going to point out flaws. I'm going to show good gameplay instances and things of that nature. But you need to get your information correct, bruh. Get your facts together. I put these videos out before you even did that rant. So if you had paid attention to these videos and you watched them, I put this video out on the 10th, as well as the Arcade versus Sim. Those two videos were out on the 10th as well. So if you watched them, I even sent them to attach to your videos as a response. So, I mean, don't try and play me with the whole, oh, they're just saying I'm a hypocrite. No one ever said anything about Sim and all that. No, I clearly said it. I clearly said it. And I shown how the best representation was there. So don't even try and play me with that. So go ahead and check yourself. Get your facts straight before you come up here and come at me.